Franklin Field lies tonight's matchup. One of the best teams in the country, if not the best team in the country, the North Carolina Tar Heels are visiting the Penn Quakers here in Philly. Duel as we get going here from Franklin Field. It's the win early for Mac Eldridge, at least at the initial start there. And a big hit on the outside by Ryan Sullivan. Up top from Jack Suchek. Charges toward GLE. And it'll be in the crease. Another penalty. They're going to call this on McMullen for a push with possession, George.
So let's see what happens here.
Carolina ranked number 2 in this USA Lacrosse poll. Number 1 in the Inside Lacrosse poll. Tom Petramala, another shot on cage. Pelote parries that one away. Logan Cassidy, the other LSM, out there as well. Oh, yeah. Some toe drag swag. Dom Petramala picking right where he left Carolina.
They got him against a short there, and what Penn usually does well, they slide very quickly when they've got a short stick covering one of the top players on the other team. That time, Petramala took advantage of that, the matchup, got his hands free, and just let it go. What Penn's got to do a better job of is not allow that matchup to happen. If it does, come with a long stick very quickly. Hard shot.
Try to look inside for Suchek, and it's disrupted again by Vardaro.
If you're Penn, you want to get it out quickly. You don't want to let them get their ride set up. You want to run it out, and just like that. Good clear before Carolina gets set up and ready.
McMullen takes Skane inside, bounce home, and we're tied.
That's Griffin Skane's game right there, right? Coming right-handed, showing when he's open, takes one look. McMullen sees Skane inside. Good hard bouncer that bounces up into the top part of the goal, which is a beautiful, perfect shot. Catch, one look, goal.
How about the short?
From Owen Duffy. They're looking to get that matchup change.
Oh, he's so quick. That was a nice slide there from McMullen. Not very often you call the short stick D middies names as much as we are today so far. Nice little look, Brevin Wilson. And he got chucked down right after that goal. It's his 8th of the season. And the sophomore from Concord, North Carolina gets his home state college. Has been really solid to start this season, George. Already in 3 games, giving himself and his team a chance to win, like you said, over the last 2.
Last year, the reason they didn't have a great year is they didn't score enough goals. They were only kind of getting to 7 or 8 or 9 offensively. If you can get to 14. Vardaro is a tough kid from Long Island. He's a very good cover guy, as Taylor Ray said, that's their best cover guy. This is the all-freshman midfield, Joey. So these are Carolina's 3 superstar recruit freshmen.
They're collecting 5-star recruits like the Infinity Stones. Inside, good look. Wilson cashes in.
This is both a great look by Rayo, who's an ultra-highly recruited freshman midi, and a mistake by Penn. So Penn's getting lost a little bit off the ball. Tate's up top. They lose the guy at X. He sneaks from behind, takes his time to finish, and shoots it off stick low. It's like a surgical perfect finish by out. If you can go by 1 or 2 guys, keep it with the shorts, and get it past the midfield stripe, that's a very effective way of clearing. Good job by Carolina.
Duffy got his pocket picked by Vardaro. It's scooped up by Carolina quickly. Well, skip pass gets disrupted as well. Had intention behind that shot. And final seconds here of the first quarter. We've got a good one. Is 3-1 North Carolina ahead of Penn, one of the top-ranked teams in the country. Last-ditch effort. Look at inside, and a 2-goal game as we round out the first 15 of our Friday night showdown for the ACC Ivy League Challenge. Provost has been excellent so far this season. He'll scoot down to Jackson Marr. Up to Lucchese, around the world here for Penn. Hoffman down the alley. Nice shot from Leo. Something that Taylor Ray and you talked about earlier this week in our chat with him. Is
going to cut what hand they are. You generate chemistry with your teammates. They're going to have 4 years of being on the same midfield line. Imagine by next year, the year after, the chemistry they'll all have together.
Nice save by Jack Pelote. Neither side has particularly found an offensive set that's worked. A lot of the shots have been kind of in the muck of the game, not so much intentionally set up.
Yeah, Carolina doubled there and got away with it. What they do is they leave the crease, and for moments there, Penn's people are open. They just can't see them yet. Penn's too much on the perimeter. They're not getting it.
Oh, Jackson Marr off stick side. No worries for the freshman lefty. That was smart.
Right up the pipe, halfway up, opposite stick side, just inside the post. That's a perfectly executed, excellent shot.
So tough for that goalie to get his arms entirely to that other.
Yeah, for sure.
Just as a matter of possession. And Joe Bresci talked about how important that was against Hopkins. They were pretty even in the first half of possessions. We took over at face in the second half. Marr, that is not where he wanted to put that shot on the quick trigger.
Yeah, it's worth to generate offense and generate flow. Here comes Ben Beecham with a short.
And he's up top at midfield. He's going to get the pick. Works down the alley. Beecham! Beautiful strike, and Penn evens the score.
I'm surprised they let them get away with that, Joey, right? Beecham has been a great scorer so far for Penn. He's got a clear matchup with a short. It's Carolina's got to find a way, whether from the low defensemen or coming from the inside, to cut that drive off down the alley and get a slide to stop Beecham from scoring and force him to move the ball.
Just absolutely pocketed from Ryan Sullivan.
Really good check. Nice pickup by Pacheco. He might have been able to clear that himself. Now here comes Carolina full 10-man. Can Penn run this out? Yes. There they go. Good play to run it out for the midi.
Here come the Quakers. Hoffman to Lucchese. One more for Skane. And Franklin Field has erupted here in the second quarter.
That was a hell of a roar coming from Franklin. Full seems to be the spot for Penn. Here comes one more to Griffin Skane. It's that opposite post, opposite the right-handed goalie stick. That seems to be the magic spot for Penn so far. They keep hitting that spot, and it's going in. So they're going to show zone. Let's see how Penn wants to attack this. So they're going to sit in a zone. I don't know whether they're going to pressure the ball behind or not. Let's see whether Penn can move the ball. The best way to attack a zone, Joy, is by cutting and moving, not by standing still. So Penn's got to move without the ball, keep the ball moving, and find open lanes and open passing lanes through the zone.
Davis Provost. No need. He'll take the one-on-one matchup and go home and score.
That Davis Provost is something else. He's hot. Go. Look at that Davis Provost showing a right hand. How about that?
Was working hard against Leif Hagerup, the short stick defensive midfielder. And Provost
didn't miss by much, so that was a really effective shot by Harshbarger. And Coach Bresci indicated he might be playing today. Highly rated player, smart. Ball's loose.
Oh, and a big thump. This time from Matty Wills. He's going to get the penalty, though. Perhaps
underneath Penn there, but they couldn't quite get it laced through the formation.
There's Petramala. Top to Duffy. For Mason Suchek down the alley, and he misses the cage. 1:22 remaining on the penalty. Once again. Wilson's dangerous behind cage now. Watch him around goal line extended. He'll work off to Dominic Petramala.
Here comes Petro with a short. That's the matchup they want. Try to go under there.
Petramala through three defenders.
That was unbelievable.
Petro booming.
That was.
And Carolina answers after leaving 4 on the board from Penn.
I can't wait to see this highlight. Through and his hands free and scores. That's an incredible play by Petramala. Here he comes again. He tries to get topside. Now he comes under. He's tripled. Toe drags, gets his hands free, and scores. That's an incredible clean possession for the second half.
Would you rather that, or would you rather just take a goal, go in tied? I mean, Wambach's been pretty solid at the face.
He has been. I thought the same thing myself. Looks like Carolina's going to take a shot at it. If they don't get a clean look, they may just hold it for the Petramala.
Oh, you'll take it. That's as clean as they'll get here before the end of the first half. 5 on the shot clock, and Dom Petramala, 3 goals.
Across, Petramala was thinking, you know what, I'm going to let this go. He does. Pelote gets a pretty good piece of that. He probably saved about 80 or 90% of that ball, but it still just dribbles across. He's got it. It just got past him. I thought he was going to take it.
I thought about it there. Here's up to Leo Hoffman. Hoffman nearly lets one rip as well. Defended there Praska, another shot. That one doesn't go. It was from Griffin Skane, backed up again. 34 on the shot.
Generated more shots, more offensive looks, right? Both teams, I think, have played good defense and holding their opponent to 5. So really good, hard-fought battle. If you're Penn, you got to stop Petramala. His shooting is incredible.
Here's Duffy. And Owen Duffy scores! Well, we haven't seen anything from Owen Duffy quite yet. Perhaps a late bloomer for this game today. He snipes it and gives Carolina the lead.
He's going to beat. He gets his hands free and lets it go from maybe 11 yards out. You have to play him tougher, right? You talk about gap control. You got to gap up and get on your man there. And if you get beat, know that the score a goal here to keep it tied. Slide coming. That was Beecham. McClements, they're doubling quickly for Carolina. They've got to find open men when those doubles come.
I'll go behind cage here for Griffin Skane. He's defended by Salucci. Skane falling down. He gets the goal to go. Griffin Skane exploding today.
That was almost the reverse of the Petramala goal in the first inside roll to the inside. He falls down and somehow scores.
The stick side too.
He's on the ground. Wow, what a play by Griffin Skane.
From Mason Suchek. And a sophomore from Naperville, Illinois. 9 goals a season ago as a freshman. Another player that Joe Bresci was super excited about in his return, along with John Thompson, the offensive coordinator for this group. Duffy to Petramala. Inside, Bear. Oh, yeah! Break out the shovel. Carolina digs out of the tie and takes the lead.
Great look inside. He gets a little look inside. He's not that open, just gets rid of it quickly, which is smart. If you catch it inside in a 3-3, you got to get rid of it immediately or you could turn it over. He just turns and wheels and lets it go, and it found the back of the net.
With Dave Petramala, John Thompson, of course, Joe Bresci, they have recruited some of the best freshman classes year in and year out, and you could see that all probably come together this year. They've got eyes on championship weekend, but Penn will times a week. Joe Bresci let us know. Good pass inside. What a save by Jack Pelote. Now to McMullen. Pelote, 8 saves, make it 9. McMullen to answer. We're tied.
That McMullen is something else, Joey. All year long, he's been trying to break that door down, running through people, clearing the ball, getting it across the midfield stripe, taking shots, and easy win. Clear win by Wambach. He's going to shoot that.
Oh, and he'll score it. Brady Wambach, the junior, painting the corner off the face.
Penn lets him run down the gut. Not sure why they did that. And he just takes his shot and scores.
So Matty Wills kind of bailed here, thinking he had to go defend the off ball.
Great play.
Good look.
Yep.
Not too tall.
If you're Penn, not to go nuts here, Joey, it's not the end of the world. You'd love to keep this a 1-goal game. Whoops.
Gotta be tough when Dom Petramala has an open look.
Great shot by Petramala. He's really a great lefty shooter. And as just a natural set shots, and he places them in perfect spots. Comes across. That's a beautiful shot. So if you're Penn, now you're down 2, right? And the quarters where
a high expectation weekend for the matchups Friday through Sunday. Owen Duffy nearly got free. Every Quaker tries to handle Owen Duffy, and somehow Jack Pelote saved the open shot. Carolina 4-0. Largely acclaimed as the best team in the country.
Duffy's now got a short. Penn's going to have to look to slide early, then cover from behind. Good slide. They've got him doubled. Boy,
Duffy's got amazing stick skills off the Petramala. Oh, yeah! Stings the top corner.
Wow.
5 goals today for Petro Boomin.
Really impressive goal. If Penn hasn't figured it out by now, they've got to stay clamped and keep gap control against Petramala. Look at the size of that gap. You can't get there fast enough. You've got to stay out closer to him.
All the way back to midfield.
They'll keep it for a full 60, by the way. Great play by Provost. Boy, there have been a lot of posts hit today. Leo's got to use his speed. Run, Leo.
Leo's got a little room here. Inside, good look to Marr. Maybe didn't get all he wanted on the power of that shot. It was an easy. McClements works down to Provost. A spin up top of Lucchese. Lucchese got what he wanted. The bad pass. Not on the mark there for Davis Provost. 6 remaining. There's Davis Provost. Working hard against Toman. What a check to jar that ball loose.
Great check.
Into the cookie jar. Side. That's wide once again for Macaluso. 9 on the shot clock. If Carolina can get a goal here, it's going to be a pretty tough comeback for Penn late.
Duffy wants to go.
And he will. GLE. Owen Duffy. Wanted the moment and seized it. It's a 3-goal lead for the Tar Heels.
I'll tell you what he showed there, Joey. It's just flat.
Check there from Leif Hagerup.
What has helped Carolina, Joey, is some of these incredible individual efforts. Petramala, several, unreal. Owen Duffy, unreal, right? They can get by their guy. And can great play.
Oh, Griffin Skane. You wanted the big players to show up late. Griffin Skane is exactly who Penn looks to when they need a goal. And if you just looked at the stat sheet, it's 7 penalties to 1. Penn and North Carolina. Petramala inside. Duffy got some room and took a rip. Just over 2 minutes to play here in the Smith that scored the man-up goal earlier.
Marr was trying to lace that through the formation, but they were ready for it that time.
We're looking for Smith again. One more look.
Oh,
what a save by Josh Marcus. The freshman standing on business. It's a crease violation at multiple points throughout this game. 3 different lead changes. And Carolina, on the back of 5 goals from Dom Petramala, take down the Quakers and remain perfect as one of the best teams in the country.
You felt like at 5-3 that Penn was right in it looking at an upset. And from that moment, it gets to 11-9. So Penn only scores 4 goals for the rest of the game. Was big for Carolina. That was helped by the face-off wins by Wambach, who was amazing. He is amazing. And it was helped by some of the Penn turnovers. What caused